fellow Toastmasters, dear guests. Today I come to speak about the topic coffee. Coffee, the favorite drink of the civilized world. Coffee, the world's wake-up vitamin. Coffee, the world's best alarm system. Try to down a sip of coffee and try to sleep or continue sleeping. You simply can't do that. No snooze system in the world, the most advanced one, can match up to the power of coffee. Imagine yourself waking up in the morning, all foggy, patchy, and your eyes are still, shut. One little sip of coffee and you're ready to take the challenges of the world. It's like an alertness discreet, that happens in the world. Suddenly, your eyes open up to the world. I think it's the action vitamin. It puts you into the action gear, into action mode. I think there's so much I can speak about the power of coffee. My husband brews such strong coffee, it wakes up the neighbors. Back home in my village, my grandmother, she even now cannot say coffee, she says it's kapi. And I still remember the love. She used to make us bella the kapi, which is jaggery coffee. So it's like jaggery syrup and they put coffee powder. And now the situation is different, but then, the milk in the house depended on how much the cow had decided to give you that day. So it used to by and large it was a black coffee with little milk. And then there came an era when Nandini milk packets were easily available. So then the sign of love for your children was that the mother would make coffee or tea in thick milk, even cream included. And now it's like a cycle of life. You're back to black tea and black coffee. I have some relatives in Wayanad, in Kerala. They have a small coffee plantation. So I used to go and live with them. That's how I know a little bit about how coffee is grown, how the berries are picked, how it's dried, how it's processed or cured, and finally how coffee reaches the market. But I have to tell you this one story of the year 1998. My relatives in Wayanad, they had a small modest house, roof tile and red oxide floor, and they had a Maruti only. When I went and visited them in 1998, suddenly it's a big palatial bungalow and there are a fleet of cars. And I wanted to know what is this fairy tale that's happened. You all already know that Brazil is the leading producer of coffee. That year, 1998, there was a frost. So the yield was very low. Because of that, Wayanad coffee was in great demand and the prices skyrocketed. So that's how these people had it was like a fairy tale transformation. And I have heard this, their constant prayer was, God, let Brazil continue being the leading coffee maker of the world, but once in 10 years, please give them a frost. I'm just taking it for granted that you'll already know that the two popular varieties of coffee in the world are Arabica, one. Second is Robusta. So 70% of the world has Arabica, which is mild and aromatic. What we are having in India is the Robusta variety. So Robusta has 50% more caffeine than the Arabica variety, which also means that it's a very strong form of coffee, a very bitter form of coffee. That's the reason that we add milk and we add sugar and make it like a dessert in hand. So if you go abroad, when we go to London or US, anywhere, you will see that they have black coffee. But that's because it's mild and it's aromatic. Basically because it doesn't have that much caffeine. I've had coffee for like 1 rupee, that steel lota. We've always, traditionally in South India, we had that lota coffee, a very small steel glass. The big mugs which I see these days, I think it's an American concept. I cannot relate to having so much of coffee at one go. Okay, so it's like I've had coffee for 1 rupee or 2 rupees, then it became 5 rupees, in these Shadi Sagar kind outlets. But I think as of now, the best coffee is Maiya's coffee in Jayanagar. I'm sure many of you have at least tried it. So it's like, more recently, people are ready to pay up to 50 rupees or 100 rupees or 200 rupees for a cup of coffee, say in Cafe Coffee Day or Kappa, Barista, Lavazza and Starbucks. You have Starbucks in India too. So basically that says that the coffee culture is growing and people like to have coffee as a social drink. But there's something called as coffee luwaka, which takes the cake. It walks away with the cake. So what is this coffee luwaka? Well, the coffee beans in Thailand, the black ivory coffee beans are fed to the elephant. The beans pass through the elephant's digestive tract and the enzyme make it less bitter. Then it comes out in its dung. Then from the dung, the berries will be picked and collected and sold to the world as the most exotic and expensive coffee, 45,000 rupees per kg. So you know what? That means people can acquire a taste for such coffee. I'm sure none of us would want to try it, but that's how it goes. But today's theme is love. At home, I realized coffee and love are intertwined. In the morning, if I wake up to see that there is no coffee in the jar or that there is no milk, there is a war. There is chaos. But if I give a hot sipping cup of coffee to my folks at home, there is instant love. At the same time, if I give instant coffee, like brew or Nescafe or something like that, then all hell breaks loose. So at home, it has to be freshly brewed Kothas filter coffee. We all know coffee as an energy drink. I have two stories to tell. One is at Baba Budan, but considering time, I want to say that you must read up the story about how Baba Budan from Arabia, he stole 7 beans and he brought them to India, and the first coffee was planted in Mysore. The second story is interesting. One Omar in the 7th century, there was a war and he fled. He hid himself in a forest, in a cave. He was sick, he was dying, there was nothing to eat. So he tried eating coffee berries which was available. It was too hot, too bitter. So he cooked it. By the way, I have to tell you that earlier coffee, nobody drank coffee, they ate it. Okay, so he cooked this coffee, boiled it, and that fragrant brown liquid which came, he started drinking it. He survived on it, he sustained, it revitalized and rejuvenated him. Coffee is medicine. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. There's so much more to tell, but I think enough for it. Thank you.